Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, meathead. If it's longer than that, you fucked up. How many of those conversations can you have in a day? That's because you're praying 5 times a day? No, I mean, I used to have 25 to 40. In the mornings, I had severe hangovers, so I did most of my calling from about 10:30 in the morning. Everybody, they still thought I was trying to kill myself, but no, I was living life large in those days. Living life large. You know how in the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, when he and I got together, and I told him some of the shit I did. He goes, fuck, that's crazier than I did. I said, but I mean, you got a lot of fans. I mean, they're focusing on all the pussy you got. I mean, not all the money you made. And he didn't make that much money. That's the irony of all this. When I said, well, you made a lot more money than I did. I said, yeah, I know. But I didn't crash my yacht and almost drown going to wherever that was, Monte Carlo, wherever we did. And he says some of those scenes, I didn't really get to do that shit. But, because I did. And he said, fuck. But he got involved in deals that he knew were bad when he got involved in them. And he tried to sell the courts that they went bad after he got involved in them, and he was unbeknownst to him, which they proved wrong. But he should have got 40 years, not 3 years and 9 months, and he served 15 months, whatever he served. But he had good lawyers. And that's the name of the game. You get good lawyers. And he was talking about making a movie before he went to jail and before he wrote the book. Because one of the big law firms that represented him also represented the movie guy, Scarpese or whatever his name is. But, okay, that's how it should be with the banks. Now, he had already called the bank. Are they in the lending mode? And then the business development person, remember, puts him in with the healthcare person. Then the healthcare person puts him in, and when he said 25 million, then he ultimately got to talk to me, who was the guy that could sign off on 25 million. And that's how short it should be. It shouldn't be any longer than that. Now just think about the conversations you've had. We used to go through this, and it was too debilitating. I couldn't take it. I in the old days, I used to drink from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This would be all alcohol. And now it's a power drink and but I used to take it. By the time we sit down for dinner, I'd want to go to sleep. But now I know that, that's where the kids are. Because they have and I'm not, should they know better? Yes. With all the Google fuck you kids do, you should have been able to find the right answer before here. Seriously. But you're here, so you are where you are. But I mean, it's, you've got to use the board. I mean, God almighty. And for the kids on YouTube, if you're not using the board, you're just self-sabotaging. Our self-sabotaging kid here, self-sabotaging activities. Because the boards know. Now, don't be as stupid with the accountants and lawyers. Because some of the kids make that mistake. You can be candid with the board. I don't mean for you to be disingenuous with the accountants and lawyers, but you can't tell them that you just fell off the fucking turnip truck because they won't want to represent you. You're in the door to the accountants and lawyers because of the board. So just leave it at that. You're going to utilize them, the board. Don't tell them, well, I don't know enough to fill up a teaspoon. That's why you don't go see these fuckers by yourself in the second and third interview with accountants and lawyers. And you give you tell your CFOs with you, these are our 5 bullet points. So they know the script. They've got the right answers. You want them to give the right answers at the right time vis-a-vis QLA. Not vis-a-vis representing IBM. And they will understand coaching. You coach your professionals. They will understand that. They have no problem with that. As long as it's within the rules, blah, 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 blah. And we're not asking anybody to do anything that's not within the rules. It's all 100% above board, which is the other irony of the fucking model. But any questions about Josh? Tomorrow we're going to see him pitch a seller. It's not much longer. And and now it's with the second wave and et cetera, the sellers are more motivated. I don't know how much motivation they're going to add 12 months from now. I don't know that. But I do know it's not going to be over 12 months from now, so contrary to what everybody else said, I know it's going to last a long, long time. And again, why not us get rich? I assure you, some other people are getting rich. Not just the ones that are ripping up, 500,000 face masks that they're selling for $8 that cost 8 cents. That's not our model. And unfortunately, I have a few mentees that did that. And some of those supplies that got sold, it was like a daisy chain. This guy'd buy it, then mark it up once, and this guy'd buy it, mark it up twice, and this guy'd buy it. And by the time it got to the people that needed it, either they couldn't afford it, or somebody else had already filled the supply chain. The supply chain. And I hope I'm wrong, but I guarantee you there's going to be a black market about the vaccine. Nobody's talking about it except me. I guarantee you there will be a secondary and tertiary market for the vaccine. Wrongfully. And some of these naive guys that are running around embassies with placards are talking about, why don't they just give all the vaccine away? I don't know what world they're living in. It's another alternative world, even beyond your world. I mean, I don't know what because that's not going to, now, I can't get a straight answer whether Russia's really giving away the vaccine or not giving it away. I can't get a straight answer. But I know Putin's not taking the vaccine. That speaks volumes. And yet Putin's daughter is. But she's a fucking millennial placard carrier. They won't be giving away the vaccine in Syria. I guarantee it. Only the rich people are going to get it first. Not just Syria, but because he's sitting in front of me. But that part of the world. Any questions about Josh? Any questions about Anelli from before, or any questions about anything? Tonight, your obituary, the movie, and your goals and affirmations. And I might have a couple of drinks before I listen to your goals and affirmations, so I don't laugh too hard. But seriously, bodacious, bold, over the top. You saw mine. Yes, sir.
About conglomerates.
Conglomerates?
Yes, setting up conglomerates.
Yes.
Is there any other reason besides this challenge of having more than one or two advisors? Is there any other reason or any other challenge?
Focus. It's easier to stay in healthcare assisted living, home health, than A to Z. Aircraft to, I don't know what starts with Z, but anyway, zoos. We've rolled up zoos. Yep, in the 90s. Yeah, anyway, got lost my track. But A to Z, that's harder. And you've got KPMG as your accountants. Who's heading up your conglomerator practice? They go, what? As opposed to who's heading up your healthcare practice? Who's heading up your conglomerate practice as opposed to engineering, manufacturing? But we have people doing it. Now, Anelli's the most successful in recent time. And as he said, South Africa is running amok in chaos. And there's all the money in the world there. And it's non-recourse. That's a pretty good fucking environment. In fact, that's the dynamite. I mean, I can't think of any parameters I'd change to make the environment any better. And he's there, though. And he's there, traveling with his, AK-47 guards and his fucking Brinks fucking armored car and M79 rocket launchers and shit. Wow, but, so what? Now, when I've been in South Africa, I never saw any of that. Other than they told Sally not to walk around and run on the beach with any jewelry on and don't take your cell phone. But other than that, and then of course they have private beaches, which it looks like the border between Uganda and Rwanda at the end of the beach with barbed wire and guards and shit. And they buy 3 miles of strip on the beach. And they've got patrol boats out in the... But other than that, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Anything else? Who's my 5:30, please? Oh, okay, 6. Okay. If there's no other questions, I will see you guys at dinner. And remember, obituary, goals and affirmations, and the movie. Yes, sir.
I was looking through healthcare, and I'm noticing a lot of it is saying non-for-profit. Can you buy those? Are those ever for sale?
Yeah, but I mean, there's not-for-profit and there's not-for-profit. I mean, there's too many. You can make stuff not-for-profit, for-profit, but there's too many extra hoops. So it's better just... Now, some of these things don't make any profit. We want them to, but we're not turnaround guys. Turnaround meaning taking something that's losing its ass and then, no, there's got to be some cash flow. Now, it should go without me explain, but I'm going to explain. If you're buying it, seller's finance 100%. The less profitable it has to be. Does everybody understand why? Because you're not paying, well, not just because no interest. You're not paying a fucking bank. So that's the closest we'd come to turnaround. Oh, quick question like that. I can see his little, dollar signs flipping in his eyelids there. That's the closest we come to non-profit or losing deals. Fine, I know it'll turn around, but we can do it this way, 100% seller finance, and then you build their payment back like a staircase deal, and if it makes money, or when it makes money, but the real question is if it makes money. Because things that don't make money for 5, 10, 15 years is a reason. And normally it's the owners. Almost 100% of the time it's the owners. We had a deal last year where the parents ran it for 25 years, made no money, gave it to the kids. They died, gave it to the kids, so it's their albatross around their neck. And the kids made a little money from it. Because they understood, why aren't we on the internet? It's like what we talked about. they didn't really know anything, but and so then one of you guys bought them on a 100% seller finance. And they made them part of the solution. They had grown up in the business. They knew the business, but their parents really never let them do anything until they died. And of course, when your parents are dead, then you do what the fuck you want. But that's the closest we get to turnaround. Okay, everybody got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. Okay, kids, thank you. I'll see you at 5:30.